So we're going to start looking at the effects in Turnado, starting with the delays. The first one I'm going to look at is the pattern delay. Just going to drag that on. Open my edit pane. So the pattern delay is a delay effect made up of 8 different delay lines. And this effect offers a number of patterns that are predefined. And these patterns each have a different timing and pitch. The first parameter we have here is the delay time. This can be synchronized to the project tempo, or we can have triplet patterns. Or we can have it free, so it's not synchronized to the project tempo. In this case, it's measured in milliseconds. Now, as I mentioned, it's a pattern-based delay effect. And we can select the patterns using this second effect parameter here. Each pattern has its own kind of flavour, so it's worth just going through those and trying to find exactly the right pattern for what you're trying to get. Here we have a drop down menu that allows us to choose to fade between the patterns, so we crossfade between each pattern. So we get a smoother transition. Now the amount parameter allows us to determine the intensity of the pitch component of Turnado. So with the amount down, there's no pitch modulation to the delay lines. As I increase it, the pitch modulation increases. So obviously a good one to have assigned to our main knob. Then we have decay, which is our fourth effect parameter. So this allows us to determine the volume relationship of the 8 delays that we have in our pattern. So when we decrease it, the effect becomes more kind of staccato, less sustained. So it's a kind of a tighter effect. So it's quite useful for more of a subtle kind of effect. We can also choose whether to only be able to hear every second or every third delay line. So again, it has an effect on the kind of pattern that we have in there. So the pattern delay is great for really cool, interesting rhythmic effects. Great on drums, great on loads of things. Really good fun to use. So next up we have the reverse delay. So the reverse delay layers a reversed delay signal over the source audio. The left and the right time effects parameters here determine the delay time as well as the length of the reversed material. Obviously time left controlling those parameters in the left hand side and time right for the right hand side. We've got the same options for syncing the time as we had for the previous example. Feedback behaves like feedback usually does on the delay, so it basically determines the intensity and the amount of time the delay takes to fade away. The fade parameter allows us to blend in and out of the reverse signal, which helps us to avoid clipping. The fade actually determines the length of this crossfade. So that's the reverse delay, again, cool for little drum fills and interesting kind of rhythmic grooves. Next up we're going to look at the pitch delay. So the pitch delay is like a classic stereo delay, but it also has an integrated filter and also the option of pitch modulating the filtered signal. We have delay left and delay right parameters here. So we can change the delay time separately for the left and right hand channel. We can again sync using the options that we discussed earlier. We then have a feedback control, which again controls the intensity of the delay effect. I'm just going to give myself a bit more wet signal here. I also have this drop down menu here that allows me to determine when the incoming signal is routed to the delay. For example, if I choose quarter note here, it means the incoming signal will be routed to the delay for the duration of a quarter note. If I choose quarter note with these three little pauses here, it will be routed every quarter note with a pause of 3. So I can kind of generate interesting grooves using this drop down menu here. Now I have a pitch parameter here. This allows me to add a positive or a negative pitch modulation to the delayed signal. I also have this drop down menu that allows me to choose from various filter types. Some of the filters have pluses next to them, some minuses, and some don't have either plus or minus next to them. If I choose one without the plus or minus, it's a simple, in this case, low pass filter. So no pitch modulation. I have high resonance versions of these, which have Q next to them. If I choose one with a plus next to it, both the pitch and the filter frequency open as I turn up this pitch dial. If I choose a minus option, the filter frequency decreases as the pitch increases. I also have a pitch option, which allows the pitch controller to simply change the pitch without filtering the signal whatsoever. So it's worth playing around with these options here. We've got comb filters, low pass, high pass, and we've got various different other options down here. You can create really cool kind of dub style effects using the filter and pitch combination. So now we've looked at the delay effects in Turnado. The next group of effects we're going to look at are the modulation effects. So I'll see you in the next video.